In this video, I'm going to show you what your recording levels should be for narration. So let's get started. So what level should you record at? Most people know that you should not be recording above 0 dBs. In the olden days in analog, that wasn't too bad, but nowadays you're going to get clipping and distortion. Your audio interface, or your external sound card is what I call it, is going to distort and it can damage the audio. So do not go over the 0 dBs. Many say that you should go up as hot as possible without going into distortion. Some say 6 dBs, some say 12 dBs, and some say that the audio interfaces actually work best at 18 dBs. So we know that we can eliminate this one right here. 1 dB is awful close, and it's just really hard to, especially with non-professional readers, to make sure that you don't go over 6 dBs or 12 dBs. But I try to shoot for the 12 dB range. Right in this area here, somewhere, it could be below 12 dBs, all the way down to 18 dBs, but I don't want to go above 6 dBs. I try to keep it right around here. This is where I'm shooting for. Now, some of the audio interfaces have a nice little meter here that you can see, and it will help you know what this interface thinks distortion is going to be. So here, it's yellow at -3 dB. Here with the Motu, I like this. They have a good graphics here for the input and output. But with the Focusrite, which we use in our studios here, you have green or red. And so it's kind of, to me, is a little frustrating. I wish they had something a little bit better, but I guess it's them saving money doing it this way. But basically, the green indicates that there's at least a -24 or at least a signal presence. And here, the red, the signal level, if it reaches 0, indicate digital clipping. So you never really want it to go into red. Now, I have had it go into red, and it didn't damage the audio. It was okay, but you want to try to stay away from the red. But how do you monitor it with the Focusrite if you don't have a good meter? So you're going to have to meter it with your DAW or your audio recording software. So in Audacity, here's the basic setup. You can take these, and I drag it down, and here's for the recording, and we can bring it over and make it a little bit longer if we want to, and then you right-click on it, and you can start monitoring. And so it's sitting here, and so you can see that my normal voice is going somewhere around -12, and so it's going a little bit over, but this is where I'm kind of shooting for, is somewhere here. Sometimes it's a little bit low, but sometimes it's a little high, depends where it is. So this is how you monitor it in Audacity. So just remember, you can stop monitoring here, but then when you are recording, it will meter it here. In Reaper, there's a lot of different settings, but you have this meter here, but it doesn't really have any numbers. So, you can pull it over here, and you can see I have my meter here, and so you can see it's going about 12 averaging, but you can change the view also. So we can go to here, and you go up to Options, down to Themes, and then you can go to like your default theme here. And so this has a better meter, and you can see it's kind of going up hot for me here. And you can see this guy's over here on the side. Or another view is if you come down here, and you can go to the classic. You play around with your different ones here. And so here it has the -12. You can see I'm going a little over. So if I was recording, I would turn it back a little bit here, but for my video, my screen capture software, it's at a good level. So you need to look at it here. And the other recording software that I talk about is here's this. And so you see down here, it might be kind of hard to see, but they have the microphone and a meter, but it has no indicator. It doesn't even show a height or anything. So it's a little bit frustrating, a little bit hard. But if you go, woo, okay, so you can see that this is about the height. So somewhere where I'm going, and like I said, it's a little bit hard to see, but in that level right there. Now you have to remember that the people that you're recording are not professional narrators and they don't have control of their voices. And so you can actually see in this one, I just pulled up a random project that we had here. And you can see that a lot of times when they say the book title here, they'll say it a lot softer than they'll say the other parts. So you might need to take that and splice that out and bring up the level. The other thing too is you'll say, oh, can you please practice so I can set my equipment? And they'll practice, and then you'll say, go ahead and record, and all of a sudden they're at a totally different level. So I typically tell them, go. I don't tell them that I'm adjusting my equipment, and get the levels. Then I get the levels, all right, and I say, okay, sorry, stop. I need to redo that again. And they kind of look at you, and then they continue on. And you can kind of see here, it's not too drastic here, but you'll see that the person will typically start off softer, and they get louder and louder and louder and louder as they read. And so I found, do not adjust the gain on your interface as you're doing this. You'll end up messing things up. Wait until they make a mistake and stop, or get to a good place to stop, and you can, okay, can you stop here? And then you can adjust your gain and adjust it down and get it. And then you'll, in post-production, you'll take it and level this out. You'll make them more even in the post-production. And the other one is that you get the person that just reads so soft that you just have the gain turned up so high, you can hear, every single breath and everything. So you're just going to have to deal with those issues. This is just kind of a guide, when you're recording, I shoot, other people would say different. I shoot for -12 is where I try to shoot for. And then I kind of have up to -6 is kind of my headroom, and down to -18. So trying to shoot in that area there. If you found any value in this video, please like, subscribe, and share so YouTube will recommend it to others.